All right, folks. Thanks so much for coming out for another Football Fridays at the Eck as we get ready to watch the Irish beat Michigan tomorrow. Our first catching up with guest this afternoon is one of the great defensive players in Notre Dame football history, and he's a two-time Super Bowl champion with the New York Football Giants. Please welcome Justin Tuck. Justin, thanks so much for being here. We want to talk about your time at Notre Dame. We want to talk about the game this weekend, everything you're doing now, but we always like to start off at the beginning. So, you grew up in Alabama. Were you a fan of Notre Dame when you were young?
It's funny. Yes, I grew up in Alabama and was a huge Crimson Tide fan. But the first hat that I actually bought with my own money was a Notre Dame hat. I had, no clue that I would end up having a career in a place like this at that point in time. But I think God was telling me at the age of 6 that He wanted me to, come and be Catholic and be a fighting Irish.
So when it came time for you, you were a superstar high school athlete in both football and basketball. When it came time for you to choose where you wanted to go to college and continue your academic and athletic career, what was it about Notre Dame that made you choose to come here?
I get that question a lot. Growing up in the SEC country, everyone asks me, like, why don't you go up to the cold, man, and be 11 hours away from your family? Well, I grew up in a household where my mom preached academics. She didn't really care if I played basketball, football, or mowed the lawn. But when it came to science, social studies, math, and all the other alike, that was what she preached. So I knew education was going to be in the forefront of my decision making. Came from a faith-based home. Came from a home where all those three things were very important, and athletics was the least of the importance in that three. So when I was being recruited, I wanted to find a place that gave me ideally a little of all three. And then when I came here, and you got 100% of all three. For me, it was no contest. A lot of my friends who went to other Southern schools still to this day don't understand why. But I didn't necessarily understand why either until I think I've told this story before. But like when I graduated and I was leaving campus, I actually started to cry because at that moment I realized how special this place was, and I would dare anybody out there to try to find a place that you can get all three of that, and you add the social side. This university has so many resources to support our athletic, our student athletes and our students in general. I don't see any other colleges, I don't see any other universities out there that can even come close to that.
What did you study at Notre Dame?
I studied business entrepreneurship.
And on the field, you started out as a linebacker here. You were moved to defensive end, and in the great 2002 defense, you really emerged as a pass rush specialist. Outside of your physical traits, what was it about you, your mentality, that made you such a great pass rusher?
I listened. I think I had the opportunity to work with Anthony Weaver my freshman year, and just watch him and how he. Anthony was never the fastest. He might have been the strongest, but he never was. When you think about pass rusher, he wasn't explosively fast. I figured out one of the things that he did so much better than anybody else, and that was with playing with his hands. He had an uncanny ability of getting to an offensive lineman's pass or his shoulders or his hands before that offensive lineman got to his. And if an offensive lineman can't touch you, he can't block you. So that was something that I tried my best to incorporate in my game. And I think when you add the two with the fact that I was actually recruited as a out of the box tight end. I ran a 4.4 40. So you add that to them not being able to touch you, it makes a good pass rusher, I guess.
That defense in 2002 was known for forcing turnovers, turning them into points, and you actually played a role in that in the dramatic win over Michigan in 2002, where you ended up putting 2 points on the scoreboard essentially for the Irish. Can you take us back through that play and tell the folks here your memories of helping the Irish score 2 points in the victory against Michigan in 2002?
Kevin, man, you give me too much credit as far as my memory. I think I remember the play. I was lined up on the right side of the line of scrimmage, and I probably gambled because I think it was a play action pass, and if Coach Madison knew that I was playing pass the whole time, he would have been a little upset with that. But I got a good jump off the ball and was able to get a safety in the end zone. So for all you that know, if you get a penalty in the end zone, it turns into a safety. So that's what it was. I would have rather not got held by the old lineman. So I think it was Elvis Garback was the quarterback, and he didn't see me. So they might have been bringing in their second string quarterback if I would have been able to hit him. But we won that game 25-23, and I always tell people I was the person that won the game for the game.
You also obviously starred on the 2004 team that defeated Michigan at home as well. Mm-hmm. From a player's perspective, what is the rivalry with Michigan like? Is there a little extra juice for the players when it's Michigan week?
A lot of times when we talk about rivalries, it's from a negative standpoint. But when I think about rivalries, I think about those teams that bring the best out of you. And luckily for my time at Notre Dame and all of us who's played in the blue and gold, there's a lot of teams out there that put us on their high on their schedule, and obviously Michigan is one. But for me, Michigan was always that team that we knew that it was always going to come down to who executed the best, who was more mentally tough, the team that had the more grit. Because those teams were all both of our teams was built like in the Midwest style of playing football. We was going to run the ball, we was going to stop the run, and we was going to just hit you in the mouth. So I always look forward to that. I always look forward to those teams that try to do that to us because at the end of the day, I felt like me personally, I was going to win those battles. And like I said, Michigan brought the best out of us, and we had some good wars together. I like to tell Charles Woodson, I hope he's here, that I have a winning record against Michigan, and I don't see it stopping it on tomorrow either.
All right. You obviously went on to a fabulous NFL career, and were a huge part of those two dramatic Super Bowl wins the New York Giants had over the New England Patriots. You had, I believe, 4 sacks spread out between those two Super Bowl games and knocked Tom Brady down a number of other times in the games. When you run into Michigan alum Tom Brady these days, does he still seem scared of you?
Yeah, Tom doesn't like me much. No, seriously though, I got asked that question just a couple of days ago, and everyone asks, is that the Michigan Notre Dame rivalry? And Tom being as old as he is now, I never got to play him in college. But again, it comes down to mutual respect. Tom is, if not the greatest quarterback that ever played this game, he's definitely top 3. So every time he stepped on the football field and I had a chance to hit him, and I think I was it's almost like he automatically makes those people who aren't afraid of what he's going to do to you, because he's embarrassed a lot of people over his day. But those players that are up for that challenge, he almost makes you get into the zone. So I was lucky enough to be in the zone in those games, and the game just slows down at that point. So we had some choice words for each other back and forth in those 2 games. Luckily for me and my team, we won it at the end of the day. So.
When your playing days ended, you decided to go back to school, and you just completed your MBA degree at the Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And I know you worked very hard in the classroom at Wharton, but I also know you filled another role at Wharton, and we have a short video clip here that illustrates that. So we're just going to take a second and watch that. So my question is, during that video shoot, were you going easy on that guy, or did you really hit him?
So I don't know who was all in the basketball arena last year when I hit the leprechaun. But I should be like a stunt double because I know how to make things look a lot better than what they actually are. But no, I hit him pretty softly, to be honest with you. He got up crying and I had to call my lawyers. But yeah, I hit him pretty soft.
You've obviously landed in a great spot, a VP at Goldman Sachs now, coming out of Wharton. But I know you also still spend so much of your time with the organization that you and your wife Lauren run, Tuck's Rush for Literacy. Can you tell folks what is the mission behind Tuck's Rush for Literacy and why is it so important to your family?
Well, that's our baby, man. My wife is just like me, is so passionate about education and children. So we started Tuck's Rush for Literacy in 2008, and the Rush is an acronym that stands for Read, Understand, Succeed, and Hope. And I just wanted to use our platform as being, in New York City, winning Super Bowls, being on that platform to promote change in that space. We partner with Deputy Mayor of New York City, now Senator Booker, that was mayor of Newark at the time, and Mayor Bloomberg at the time, and figured out ways where we could promote education, promote literacy. And now for 10 years, we've raised over $5 million. We've donated, I don't know how many books, but it's something that, thank you. Now we're transitioning into the donor advised fund because there's so many organizations out there that we love that is doing the same work, and we just want to be a part of helping them fund that work. So it's something that obviously we're very passionate about and we think is very needed. And for all those out there that have supported us, obviously we would not be nowhere near the success story that we are today without your help. So we truly thank you.
Obviously, you are so passionate about children's literacy, and it's one of the reasons and one of your priorities here this weekend is that you're here with a very good friend of yours, promoting a children's book that really is teaching some great lessons. And we want to spend the rest of our time here today talking about that book. So please welcome to the stage kindness advocate and the author of the new book, The Adventures of Fatty and Payaso, Marie Unanawe. So Marie, you're here with Justin this weekend. You guys are going to be signing copies of your book right after this in the bookstore and tomorrow afternoon in the bookstore as well. But first, I introduced you as a kindness advocate. Can you explain to us, what does that mean? What is a kindness advocate?
So first, I want to thank you and thank Notre Dame for having me this weekend, and of course, Justin and Lauren, Tuck. The great thing about a kindness advocate is anybody could be a kindness advocate. It's just somebody who is making a conscious decision to spread kindness, be kind, and live a life that is not only full of kindness, but a way that you are bringing kindness to others. So it's something I'm proud of, and it's something that I'm proud of. The book sends a message of kindness for kids.
So what ages is the book intended for, and what is really the message that the children take away from the book?
So the book, 7 to 10, unless a parent wants to read along with a child. And the message is pretty deep because we are able to not only deal with some bullying issues, we also talk about the importance of kindness, and then we talk about character skills that kids are missing today, such as gratitude, purpose, social intelligence, grit. So through the characters, while they're on this adventure in Central Park, and the kids are laughing and wanting to turn the page, they are learning about the importance of these character skills that hopefully, if they learn now at this age, will take them through their life and offer them even more opportunities to have success.
And I know one of the many amazing things about this book project is that all the proceeds from the sales of the book go directly to support financial aid for needy Notre Dame students. Why did you make that decision to make sure that all the profits from the book support students in need here at Notre Dame?
Well, one, I think it's really important to help with financial aid anytime you can. When I was young, this would have been a dream college for me, but we couldn't afford it. So I want other children to have the opportunity to attend Notre Dame without the worry or the financial burden that college brings. And also, I'm so proud of Justin and everything he's done for Notre Dame. I just thought it was a really important message to give the money back.
Justin, I know that one of the things that you and Marie have been talking about is the Kindness Challenge and encouraging people to participate in it. Can you tell us a little bit more about what is the Kindness Challenge?
Well, this is Marie's baby, so I'll give you a high level and I'll let her go in the weeds on it. But basically, what it is if you look at the social media landscape today, it's filled with a lot of negativity. It's filled with a lot of bullying. It's filled with I think when you have something that's so powerful as that network, we should try our best to do things in a positive light. So the challenge is just based on using social media to get kids involved, take a picture of whatever they want to take a picture of, saying, be kind, and use that platform to spread the message of, today should be the day that all this bullying and all this unkind narrative starts to end. So that's my view of it. I'm very excited to be a part of it. I'm very excited to be a champion in this cause because, these are the lessons I'm teaching my kids. These are the lessons that I'm teaching any kid that I come across, and I think it needs to be elevated.
Thanks. Justin did a great job. We're just reaching out to kids, inspiring them to do something kind for either another student or for a family member or for charity, anything they want to do to get out in the community and make a difference. And then they take a picture with the I'm a Kindness Advocate sign, and then they share it on social media with the hashtag Let's All Be Kind and their kindness story. And come Thanksgiving, we're going to do a drawing, and the Cardinal Dolan from Manhattan is going to pick out the best kindness story, and that child's going to receive $1,000 to their favorite charity, money for education, and also some theme park tickets to Disney World.
Is there a place online people can go to learn more about the Kindness Challenge and to learn, more about your wonderful book?
Yes, thank you. letsallbekind.com is the website, and the book's available there, Amazon, Barnes & Noble's, the Notre Dame bookstore. So excited. And on the website, you could download the Be a Kindness Advocate sign and take the challenge and just submit the photo, the story, and the hashtag. And
the book will, as you said, be on sale here at the bookstore. You guys are actually going right from this interview to your first book signing at the bookstore this afternoon. So they do not have time to hang around after this interview, unfortunately, for photos or anything. But if you do want to, meet Justin, he's going to be over there signing Marie's book. That's because there's going to be big crowds. The only thing he'll be able to sign is Marie's book. Marie and Justin will both be signing the books. You can buy the book. That, again, goes to support Notre Dame students. And they'll also be signing, if copies remain, tomorrow afternoon from 1:30 to 3 here at the bookstore as well. Before we let you guys get off to the book signing, we really have to end, as we always like to do with these interviews, by talking about tomorrow's game. So first, Justin, before we go to the official prediction, I'm sorry, you still follow the team pretty closely. A lot of people are excited about Notre Dame's defense this year. What, as you followed the team last year and the coverage going into this year, what's your outlook for Notre Dame's defense?
Obviously I'm biased, but it all starts up front. Nothing. I don't care who you have at corner, safety, linebacker. I don't care. If the hog mollies up front are not controlling the line of scrimmage, it doesn't matter. I'm talking utility. But yeah, I'm excited about the guys that are coming back. I'm excited about. I'm excited about the offense too, but definitely on defense. I'm excited about the experience that we have on defense, and they need to lead the front. That's always been the case, and I know everybody talks about the quarterbacks. I love Wimbush. I love Eli, but I'm gonna say it. We don't win Super Bowls without that D-line getting after Tom Brady. It doesn't happen. So the same thing for my D-line. For my D-line here tomorrow. I don't know the quarterback name at Michigan. I don't care what his name is, but his jersey needs to be green from all the grass stains tomorrow, and that's, and obviously that's a pun on the fact that it's going to be a green out in our stadium tomorrow. But for real though, for everyone out there that knows the game, it starts up front. on both sides of the line. So I'm going to be paying close attention to the D line and O line, and we need to control the line of scrimmage tomorrow.
Marie, we're going to start with you with prediction. What's your official prediction for Notre Dame, Michigan tomorrow?
Notre Dame by 10.
All right. Justin, give us your, I know you always like to give out an exact score, so give us your official prediction and maybe your outlook for the season overall, too, for Notre Dame.
Well, I knew this question was coming because me and Kevin have done this a few times, but I told Marie backstage I was going to say Notre Dame +1 or more. But that's boring, so I'm going to go Notre Dame 27, Michigan. Let's go with a funky number like 9.
All right, we like that. Unfortunately, we're out of time. These folks got to get to their book signing. Please give a round of applause. Thank them for being here. For Justin and Marie.